Watching the Morning Cafe Show. I am Shiksha Arora. Hope you're feeling great this Friday, because if you aren't, well, we are going to be giving you a reason to actually get your mental health intact. With me in studio, I have got two very special guests, Lucy Mwende Kariuki, a mental health advocate from Ajala Mobile, as well as Dr. David Okello, who is a Chief Medical Officer of Talia Psychotherapy. Now, remember, this is a very, very crucial, very important topic. Mental health awareness is something that needs to be talked about, needs to be openly discussed. It is very important to have these conversations on platforms like these, where we can really just give you context behind why mental health statistics, of course, matter today, why mindfulness matters, and it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to seek help, and that's why we've got experts with us in studio. Now, remember, if you would like to be a part of this conversation, please do WhatsApp us. The number is 0793-267-279. Also, if you would like to ask any questions to our able experts in the studio, feel free to call us live on 0795045864. Good morning. How are you, my guests? Let us get the conversation started. Dr. How are you this morning?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good, good, thanks. And what about you, my dear? How are you, Lucy?
I'm very good.
Thank you. Thank you for being here with us as we really just talk about this topic that I feel needs all the importance because of today's current situation, today's day and age. You know, we live in times where mental health issues are increasingly getting bigger and more intense and more crucial because of how much people are suffering out there, the challenges that they go through, the struggles that they experience, just leading normal, healthy minds, right? So I'll start off with you, Dr. David. Dr. David. Dr. David, we'll start off with you. Maybe you can tell us what exactly it means to have a stable, healthy mind.
Now, to have a stable, healthy mind,
yes,
we look at three things. One is somebody's emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And another is somebody's psychological well-being,
okay,
and another is how they relate with the society, their social
okay,
well-being.
Right.
So now when these three are in line, then one is in good mental health condition. When the three are not aligned, then one has a poor mental health condition.
Okay, okay. And Lucy, to you, what are some of the normal, misconceptions that you hear about mental health, especially out here? People think that mental health is not really that serious of an issue. Yeah. They think that if you are sick, you have to be physically sick to be able to get that sort of attention.
Yeah.
But when you talk about mental health issues, sometimes people believe that this one is just being dramatic or really just putting on an act. So what are some of these misconceptions that people think about mental health?
The misconceptions are that some think that mental health, it's an illness that maybe is for women. Yeah, because women are relates with emotions too much.
Yes.
Or maybe sometimes changing. They have hormonal change. They get big, they get small, they change. So people think that maybe women are the only people who are affected, but even men, now even children, they get affected. Or people think that only people who use drugs are the ones who get mental health disorders. But no, it's anyone, because mental health is caused by, it starts with maybe stress, stress which maybe grows to depression, and maybe which grows to other maybe lifestyle diseases or heart diseases. You see, it starts small. A build-up. Yeah, it starts small and it grows, and it can come anytime.
Yeah.
Now you are not stressed. You don't know, maybe something can happen later which will cause you to get stressed. So it can happen to anyone, whether you are working, whether you are healthy. You can have it. You cannot have it today, but maybe tomorrow you can have it. So we have to recognize and know that it's there. It can happen to anyone.
It can affect anybody.
Yeah, exactly. And we know how to manage it or how to handle it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dr. why is it so important in this day and age to discuss these issues that people experience, mental health issues in particular? Why is it so important to really just create awareness when it comes to mental health issues?
Now, in Africa, one of the major problems with mental health is it is an invisible problem.
Yes.
So people do not see it as a disease on its own, and the stigma around it makes it hard for even those who have the condition to seek care.
Right.
And
because they feel judgment.
Yeah,
they
yes.
feel like they will be
Yeah.
judged by society.
exactly, that is exactly what will happen when you go to the hospital and say you have a mental health condition.
Okay.
Because with mental health, you want somebody to heal, but as they heal, you also want to sort out the cause of that problem. And in most cases, it's always life stressors. So now, if these life stressors are not addressed, then the problem will not go away.
Yeah.
And you'll end up keeping somebody on antidepressants every year, but the cause of the depression it has not been sorted.
Absolutely.
And
That's just a temporary cure.
Yes.
It's not a permanent solution.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And the invisibility of the problem has even reduced the financing for mental health. So you
Okay.
find that for African countries, WHO says that we spend an average of $0.5 per capita instead of $2. So this has resulted in few mental health professionals. In Kenya, we have about 100 psychiatrists compared to 47 million Kenyans.
Okay.
And when you tell somebody mental health, they'll see a Madari hospital will
Yeah.
come. Yeah. And the
They'll be like, why don't you just go to Mathare?
Yeah.
Yes. And the stigma around it is what they will see. So those who have the condition will not be willing to open up.
Okay.
Minister of Health told us that before COVID, 1 in 10 had a mental health condition.
Right.
And after COVID, this wasn't. So we really need to raise awareness so that more people can actually seek the help they need instead of dying slowly.
Okay. Lucy, what are some of the early signs that someone might be suffering with a mental health issue?
You know, mental health affects how someone speaks,
Okay.
behave, or thinks. So if you start seeing a change in a person in behavior,
Right.
that's now the first sign.
Okay.
Change in behavior, and then maybe followed with isolation, maybe lack of appetite. You see, maybe
You're just staying at home all day in the dark.
That isolation.
Procrastination.
Yeah, it starts that way.
Okay.
Then it grows maybe to, maybe some people when they are in those situations, maybe they start taking drugs. You know, people think that some people use drug to deal with mental health, which is not good, because what drugs does, it suppress, it's like hide. It's hiding.
Yeah.
It gives you these happy feelings, and
It masks the problem.
Yeah, and you feel you are okay. But what you are doing, you are just storing it. So if you continue having issue, you'll continue storing, and it reaches a point where now the drug maybe doesn't work. Maybe now someone has to go to rehab. So if you start seeing change in behavior, like someone doesn't bath, doesn't eat, is isolating, loneliness. Now, those are the early signs of mental health.
Okay. Daktari, how has the conversation for mental health changed over the years? How has it evolved, here, especially here in Kenya? Back in the day, as we do know, the stigma was very much present. And I feel like now things are better. People are understanding that there is an issue at hand. There's an issue that we really need to get to the bottom of. But yes, a lot still needs to be done. But maybe you can tell us, through the years, what are some of the changes that we've seen?
Yeah, true. A lot still needs to be done. But through the years, people have been more accepting of mental health as a condition. However, the prevalence of mental health conditions has also been increasing over the years.
Of course.
Yeah, and with insurance coming in, before we were not seeing them financing mental health conditions, but today we are seeing them coming in. Though it is not yet there, but at least this conversation has started. And if inclusive insurance can also come in so that even the poor and vulnerable are able to access mental health services, then that would be great. And as technology also evolves Artificial intelligence is also coming into mental health.
Yeah.
And at Thalia Psychotherapy, we are integrating mental health into everyday life through artificial intelligence.
Okay.
Yeah, so through our Mindful Kenya platform, one is able to access mental health screening, and based on the screening results, they are able to access the therapy they need. We are also advocating for alternative therapies. We do understand that when you approach somebody with mental health as a topic,
yeah,
they would not be so open to it.
Of course.
And with the traditional health system, when they see mental health, they'll see antipsychotics, antidepressants, and the community is not so open to that at the moment, because those medicines are not like paracetamol and ibuprofen for headache. So we are also, at Thalia, we're also exploring alternative therapies so that we can make this topic as homely as possible for all persons in Africa. So we are exploring things like music, we are exploring things like culinary therapy. So these alternative therapies have been proven to be very beneficial in managing mental health and even reducing the cost of managing mental health.
Okay. Now, Lucy, what stage does it get to where a person, individual, actually now needs to seek for help? You know, we do know right now therapy is very, very common in Kenya. Lots of people have openly spoken about, you know, that I get therapy, I get help, I go here to a counselor, you know, I have a friend who does it. So I feel like people are having more conversations about it. Therapy back in the day was something that we didn't want to discuss with our peers or our family members, that, wow, I'm actually going for therapy. But nowadays we're having these conversations amongst the youth especially. People are talking even online that, I'm going for therapy. Social media influencers, celebrities. But like, to what extent do you need to feel, you know, mentally to be able to now say, okay, now I need therapy?
Before I answer you, I think we have to create a lot of awareness, because you can't know if you don't know. You can't know if you don't know. You know, I like giving example. For example, if you have like flu, you know that I can take ginger and lemon, and then maybe I mix. There's
a solution
common,
for it.
Yeah, that's a common knowledge. Everyone knows it. So even in mental health, it's supposed to be that way. We are supposed to know, because the way I've told you, it's something that can occur. You don't have it now, maybe you have it
out of the blues.
Yeah, and it comes and goes. So it's something that is on and off. So you have to know how to manage it. Okay, a bit of my story. I'm a content creator. I'm a stand-up comedian.
Amazing.
Yeah, I started. And in my space, when I started, my name grew so much, but my pocket didn't. Yeah, my pocket was. So you can imagine that life of trying to live a celebrity. But you are not able to. So I learned a lot, and I learned that at least it's good to be realistic. Let's be realistic. Accept where you are. Be positive. Accept things as they are and be positive. If you start knowing these things and how to handle mental illness, you'll know. If you see yourself now, you are starting feeling like lonely. You don't want to open. You have an issue that you feel that you don't want to open up, or you are feeling that you'll be judged and it's stressing you. Maybe your productivity is not the same as usual. Maybe your weight has maybe increased or even maybe reduced. You know, those are the signs. You know that I need to do something. You'll know that I need to do something or I need help. Now that's where you choose what to do, because you can talk to a trusted person. A person, maybe some choose like pastors, but you know, in sometimes you can find that the pastor is the one who is in the wrong. So so who are you to tell? So that's where we come in as Ajala Mobile. Ajala Mobile, it's an app, and it's an anonymous app.
I've actually heard of Ajala.
So how it works, you don't give your number or your details, so you can speak freely.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, without the fear of being judged. And
is there any charge?
Yeah. But it's very affordable, because 1 shilling, 1 shilling a minute per call. Also 1 shilling for SMS, and also 100 shillings for unlimited SMS and calls. Yeah, registration is only 250. But we are going to launch it on 3rd of next month.
Okay.
After we launch it, it will be now 3,500 registration, but for now it's 250.
Okay.
And when you register, now it's free. Now chatting or talking. Also, we have a browser. That is www.ajala.us, or also you can get the app through *702*34#. You get the app. So it's very affordable because you can use it through browser or anywhere. You can get the app, or you can use the text or chat or call. And it's very anonymous, very confidential.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Lucy. Now remember, this conversation continues online as well. On Facebook, you can find us at TV47 Kenya. Today, we're asking you, when is the last time you checked up on your family and friends? When is the last time you called someone and asked them, are you okay? As we spread awareness on mental health issues. So we've got a message on Facebook, and this is from Ace Victor. And Victor says, we are made up of different parts, some good, some bad. A healthy mind can tolerate this ambivalence and juggle both good and bad at the same time. And mental illness is precisely about a lack of this kind of integration. We end up losing contact with the unacceptable parts of ourselves. Daktari, I think that's a very nice, interesting way to package the thoughts about what mental health really is. And what do you think? Why are people having mental health issues at this very moment in life? You know, we're in a digital age, there's societal pressure, there's online pressure, there's pressure at work, there's pressure at home, relationships, pressure kila mahali. The pressure is on the rise. So do you think this is one of the reasons why people are really struggling to be sane, to keep sane?
The pressures of life will always increase.
Yeah.
And,
compared to what our parents went through, our grandparents went through.
They'll always be there.
Things now are so different.
yes, things are so different. And as the pressures of life increase,
Yes.
the solutions are not increasing. So, for example, as the jobs go down, unemployment is increasing, but employment opportunities are not increasing. So when somebody is down with the depression,
Yes.
but on top of the depression, there is also no job, then definitely things are going to get worse. And as mental health has always been an issue ever since, but it is today that awareness about it is being increased, so people are getting more open to talk about it.
Yeah.
Before, in the 90s, even in the 2000s, when you talk about mental health, people see you as crazy, and the term crazy was more of an insult.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when somebody is trying to seek help, but he's already been insulted, then the person will die with their problem.
Yes.
But in the digital age, technology is making it possible for people to talk about it.
Yes.
And as we talk about it, it would be great if more homegrown solutions would be adopted by the people.
Yeah. Daktari, you know, when do you know, obviously you are a doctor, you have the knowledge about when now to start prescribing medicines to people who are suffering with mental issues. So at what stage does it need to get to now before you start prescribing something like a antidepressant, for instance, or a sleeping pill? So like, when do you get to that stage?
Now, when somebody can no longer function in normal life, then you will have to put in medication to assist the person. Yeah, because if somebody can no longer have the energy to wake up to go to work,
and this has been going on for a while.
And it has been going on for a while, then you will now have to bring in medication.
Okay.
If it gets to a point of psychosis, and somebody is now seeing and hearing things that everybody else is not witnessing, then now you will have to bring in medication.
Voices in your head.
Yes. So when things become bad, you will have to bring in medication.
Okay.
However, when...
and these are not available over the counter, right?
No, they're not over the counter.
They have to be prescribed by a medical personnel.
Yes. However, when things are still in the early stages, things can always be managed by counseling and therapy. So we are advocating for the preventive approach, where we come in early instead of waiting till somebody is down in the depths.
Yeah.
That's when you want to start rehabilitating.
Yeah. Now, Lucy, I'm sure you heard of the story about the medical intern who took her life after a 36-hour shift just recently. This was a few days ago. She obviously was probably underpaid. She was overworked. And yeah, she ended it with suicide. So how exactly do people stay resilient in times like this, in times where, you know, you don't want to take your life, you don't want to talk about suicide, obviously, you don't want to get there. So what would you tell someone who is going through it in a way that they're thinking about such a thing, they're thinking about suicide, they're thinking about taking their own life? How would you tell this person to stay resilient in such tough times?
I'm sure the way we were made with the capability to be able to handle anything that comes our way. We all have that capability in us. That's why we are supposed to be mentally healthy to remain with that thing that makes us fight. So when someone is depressed, he loses that thing. So when the will, yeah. So when you start maybe speaking to that person, you will know by the words, you will know the thoughts. You can even maybe ask them, what do you want to achieve, or what do you want? You will know. You will get there. You will know what's the problem. You will know, and when you will know, you'll be able to help this person now see things in another dimension, or maybe help him to think. You know, this person, if you see someone feeling that he wants to be suicidal or kill himself, he lacks a solution. He's like he has lacked solution in him or in her. So by talking or by speaking, and maybe he has no one maybe to open to.
I was actually going to get to that. You know, it's very important to have a really strong family and friend circle. People who can hold you accountable, people who can talk to you, people who you can actually open up to, and who understand what you're going through. So I feel like in certain situations, they don't have that base, the foundation of family and friends.
Yeah, so that's where we come in. You know, to us, it's all about you.
Yeah.
It's not about me, it's about you. So I'm there to help you. Like he has said, it depends with where you are.
Yeah.
How mental health is treated is in two ways. It's medical and non-medical. So when it becomes medical, it's when it's worse. It's worse. Now maybe you have lost a lot of weight, you have no appetite, you are supposed to be given maybe vitamins or things, you see. It's that bad. But if it's not that bad, speaking up will help you. Okay. Because we will be able to understand where this problem is coming from. We go to the depth of it and then maybe help you solve it. Yeah. Yeah. Or I know it's in you. You know that thing, it's always in you. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Daktari, you mentioned AI and how technology is really changing to be able to deal with mental health issues better. So what are some of these advances that the medical field has seen in the past few years when it comes to treating mental health issues rather?
For mental health issues, the AI technology we are using, we have two. We have one is the app, which has a set of screening questions. Okay. And based on the screening questions, one is able to get results. And depression, anxiety, we have the different questionnaires required. Okay. Then we also have the Ajala that she has just mentioned. And with Ajala, we are integrating AI into the voice service.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, so that when one is talking, AI is able to pick up depression and anxiety.
Through the voice?
Yes, through the voice.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah, so that once you're done talking with somebody anonymously, you also have a complete diagnosis and you have a way forward to assist the person.
Yeah. Lucy, as we wrap up, what are some of the things you'd like to say to this generation, millennials, Gen Zs, of course, even under that, to the younger generation and the youth, on how they can handle mental health issues and how they can maneuver the way they're feeling and their thoughts?
Yeah. Okay, one thing, there's a saying we always say in our group that what happens to you is 10%. but how you react to it is 90% you.
Very well said, yeah.
Yeah, so understanding that, first of all, you'll be able to, with that knowledge, you'll be able to handle yourself. Another thing is now, let's practice mental health wellness.
Okay.
By eating right. We eat right, like balanced diet, drink a lot of water, and avoid things like salt, table salt. You know, salt absorbs water in your body.
Yes.
Yeah, and it also causes diseases like, you know, the goiter.
Of course.
Yeah, so we avoid things like salt. We have time for ourselves. We always have a break. Always have a break. Have your time to rest, not with phone or maybe watching, just your time to rest. Resting time.
Meditation.
Yeah, maybe meditation, or if you can do those, or even yoga, exercise. You see, learn when to say no. Learn when to say no. Like, no, I can't. Like, learn how to say no. Be realistic. Yeah, be realistic. Be positive.
Okay.
Be positive always. Yeah, with that, I'm sure you'll be
good
to go.
You'll be good to go.
Yeah.
All right, lovely. That was a great conversation. Thank you so much for being here, right? We really appreciate your time, your presence, and of course your expertise when it comes to mental health awareness. And of course that is Dr. David Okello, Chief Medical Officer, Talia Psychotherapy, and also Lucy Mwende Kariuki, Mental Health Advocate at Ajala Mobile. You've been watching TV 47. I am Shiksha Arora. This is a beautiful Friday, bright and sunny, sunny and sunshine. I'm enjoying the fact that it's quite nice outside. The weather is brilliant. So remember, we continue right here. It's a Friday. And of course, DJ Granite is on the decks. We'll be talking about the top trending topics. We'll also be taking in some of your requests. So please do feel free to get in the Friday fever. Remember, the WhatsApp number is 0793267279. Get those requests in, talk to us, tell us what you want to listen to, and Granite will be definitely playing all your favorite requests. So that's going to be coming up right after this short break. Don't go anywhere. I am Shiksha Arora.